Hello, welcome to another episode of the AI Workflow Lab. In this episode, I'm going to talk to you about Planner. I'm going to show you 6 or 7 features that you may not be aware of that you have access to. For those of you who use Planner for project management, these 7 nuggets will save you time. So again, sometimes you're using the Microsoft stack and there are features there that you're so used to doing things in a certain way that it's very easy to overlook other features that are already present. So I'm going to do that today. Hopefully you'll resonate with them and you can apply them right here, right now in your Planner projects. So let's get stuck in there. So the first thing I want to show you is how you can convert a checklist to a task. So let me share my screen and I'll show you what I mean. So basically here I am in a project called Contoso System Upgrade. I go into the task. I'll go into this task here and you can see that there are 2 checklist items. However, I want one of these items to be elevated from a simple checklist to an actual task because there's a lot more activity associated with that task. So rather than create it from scratch or come out of Planner and then go back into it and create it, how about I can just do it within the actual Planner, within the actual project. So I can do that by simply selecting the checklist item and clicking make this a new task. And you can see now it's come out of that checklist item. If I close it, you can see it's now over there. Formulate strategies and plans. So it's a new task, not a checklist. Quite a quick way to do that, and hopefully that's something you can resonate with. The second thing I want to show you is how to add due dates to your tasks quite quickly. So rather than going in and out of each task and adding a due date, how about a quick way to see within your planner which tasks don't have due dates? So to do that, simply go into calendar, then you can see all these unscheduled tasks are listed on the right hand side. All I simply need to do is drag them into the date that they need to be due by. So I'm going to drag this formulate strategies and plan, and that's going to be due for the 18th, and it goes over there and so on. And again, it's actually color coded as well because that suggests that it's actually running late. But you know what? At least we've quickly assigned a date to it, and there you have it. So that's another quick nugget. Assigning due dates to task items in Planner, you simply go into calendar and drag them across to the date that you want to do that. The next thing I want to show you guys is the status update. So if I go into, let me just go back into my plan here. Now what we have here, if I go to the board, you can see, let's just close that. A quick way to update the status field of a plan, of a task. Again, you simply go to the board view and you can just simply drag it across. So you can see this particular task is not started. I want to change it to in progress. I just drag it across and you can see it's now got a value of in progress. If there's another task here like awaiting review, let's say that happens to be completed. I'll just drag it across here and you can see it's completed and so on. So you can easily do this drag and drop experience to quickly update the status updates of your tasks within Planner quite smoothly. You simply go into the board, select the task and drag it across to the location so that its status is updated in that way. The fourth thing I want to show you guys is the label. So again, I'm just going to select this particular plan here. Now you can see when you click on labeling is another way to streamline and categorize your views in terms of the task items that you have in Planner. So a label is another way. So you've got some already present from Microsoft, like awaiting approval, awaiting review, or you could easily create your own status label specific to your project and then group all tasks associated with that label accordingly. And so if I was to create a new one here, and the color label there indicates what color that label will be. So this one will be green. I click on edit and let's just call it on hold, for example. So that's the label I want to have for that. So then now that I've got that, actually let's do that again. return. There we are. I didn't hit return last time. Hit carriage return. There you have it. Now I'm going to let this task, I'm going to give it the label of on hold. And what that does then is obviously it applies that label to that task. And the value of labels is the fact that when you're in your plan, it's an additional filter that you can utilize. So I can filter by labels. So again, I can quickly see within this project all the tasks that are awaiting approval. If I want to see all the tasks that are on hold, I can easily see them so I can see that particular task is on hold. So labels is another way to filter your task within a plan. And again, the good thing is that you can filter it, you can create the labels specific to your project, specific to your activity, and not just a generic one. And of course, I can obviously, if I want to remove the label, just go back in there, uncheck it, and now it lists everything. So labeling is a good feature, a good way to filter your tasks specific to your project and identify what needs to be done, etc. The next feature I want to show you is the messaging within Teams. So if I am in Teams and I want to convert a conversation in Teams to a task item because of its importance, I can do that quite easily. So for example, in this example here, Tony has said we need to update the schedule for bank holiday in August. So that's something that could easily get lost within the noise of Teams chat. How about we put it in a planner and put it as a task, so that way it's associated with the appropriate project. So to do that, I would simply click on the ellipsis button here and click on create planner task, and then we decide which project is it associated with. So let's just say it's to do with the Contoso system upgrade, for example. And let's give it a due date of bank holidays in August. So let's just say by end of July, we need to know what we're doing there. That's the link to the message. That's a priority. I think it might be an urgent or an important. And if I click on create task, what that does now is that it creates that task within Planner. That's it over there. I forgot to rename the task actually. I could have done that. I should have done that. You can rename it so that it's a bit more relevant than just the actual message. But you know what? This is live, so you can easily go back into it and rename it. If I go into the actual planner, that's it over there. I can rename it over there as well. So it's another quick way to easily convert a message that's in Teams to a project, so that it has a more significant place where people can access it. Now, the next thing I want to show you is how you can copy a link. How you can within a planner, within the task. Suppose you want to tag someone, nudge them to act on an activity. So within the task of planner, there's a chat feature. So I'm just going to go into one of my plans. Let's just go back into this one and assign responsibility. Now, within the task, you can see there's this task chat. So I can easily mention someone. So let's say I want to mention Barry. I can do that. How is it going? How is it going? So obviously I'm nudging him to hurry up with this task. It's actually not assigned to him there, but it would have been in real world. So let's just put that up. So it would be assigned to the individual, and you just want a way to softly nudge them to update that task. So by using this feature within the task chat, within the task, within the planner, within the actual project, it's easier than sending a message in email or sending a chat in Teams. Mentioning someone within the task of the project that they need to do something makes it a lot more streamlined, right? So I know now that Barry will get this mention when I send that to him, and then he can probably respond here or just go ahead and do it. So the task chat feature is a very effective way to nudge attendees, or I should say not attendees, assigned individuals to be able to do the thing that they're supposed to do, to nudge them in a way. So these are just some of the things. And the final one I want to show you very quickly, I've done another video that explains this, but I'll just show you it quickly. So of course, within Planner, you can assign tasks to the Planner agent. So just like I've got some of my co-workers here, if I wanted to be the agent, I could do that. And then I'll just remove the actual, remove myself. And then you can see now that the planner agent has got this particular task to do, and so on. So by doing that, then there's certain things that you can do, and there's certain things that planner agent can do, whether there's research, for example, etc. So leveraging AI to be a performer in your task. And as I say, I've got an earlier video that talks about the planner agent and how it can be a task, it can be a member of your team to do the task that you wanted to do within the context of the project. So that's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed these planner updates. They should be available right here, right now within your planner environment. I encourage you to go ahead and start using them. If you have any specific questions or things you want to see within the world of planner, or Copilot or anything Copilot related, AI related, Microsoft related, put it in the chat. Last but not least, please like and subscribe, and I will see you on another video. Bye for now, guys.